Hello and welcome back to another video on NXT and to NXT Vengeance Day 2023 out of 10. And yeah, big show. Obviously NXT's first premium live event of the year and the first one in the arena for a long time, emanating from Charlotte. And just big matches. We had basically all the titles on the line. So let's get straight into it. SmackDown Women's Champ Charlotte gave us a promo before we headed for the first match tonight, which was Wesley versus Dijak. Lee and Dijak went at it off the bat, and the latter hit a Death Valley driver on the outside. Dijak was in control and got some suplexes before Lee came back with German suplex for a near fall. Dijak took a Shining Wizard before dodging a dive at ringside. Dijak sat Lee down in an office chair and locked him down with a broom before hitting a super kick. The two superstars were on the ropes when Tony D and Stacks came out and tried to interfere, but Lee hit them with a moonsault. Dijak tossed Lee back into the ring before Wes hit the handspring Pele kick for the W. And yeah, this gets a 9 out of 10 from me. This was such a good match. Kick off the show. Unfortunately, Dijak suffered a finger injury, which looked really nasty. But yeah, except for that, Tony D and Stacks, their involvement was great. But just the wrestling between these two was brilliant. Really elevated Wesley's title reign. Possible early match of the year contenders, to be honest. Great stuff. Katana Chance and Kaden Carter then took on Fallon Henry and Kiana James for the women's tag titles. James and Carter kicked off the match, and the Chance managed to isolate Kiana early on. Henley came in and was dropped with a leg drop and a splash before tagging James back in. The Chance got some big moves before Henley dodged a suplex, and Chance came in with an avalanche hurricane run, and before getting near fall, James pushed Chance off the top rope before Henley caught Carter on the ropes. Henley came in with a pin while James secured the ring, and they picked up the W. Slightly controversial with the tights and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, it gets 6 out of 10 for me. Wasn't a bad match. Definitely a surprising result. Didn't see that coming. I think it kind of suffered from being after such a great match. But you know, they did what they did. Put on a solid match, I would say. And new champs, like I say, yes, surprised by that, but definitely intrigued to see what the odd couple of Henley and James can do. Before it's time for Apollo Crews versus Carmelo Hayes in a 2 out of 3 falls match. Crews and Mello traded shots early on and exchanged counters and stats as the match went on. Hayes went for a dive, but Crews caught him with a dropkick. Apollo then hit a senton before getting a deadlift suplex. Mello hit a cutter and locked in a crossface before he got an arm to crossface and picked up the first pin before Trick Williams came in and undid one of the covers on the turnbuckle before letting Mello know. Mello tried to Irish Trick Crews into the corner, but Apollo reversed it. Trick got on the apron and tried to interfere, but Dubicator, formerly a Commander Aziz, showed up and dragged Williams down from the apron. Mello came back and hit nothing but net before getting the final pin, and Mello going over 2-0 was definitely a surprise to me. And after the match, Dubicator helped Crews up and hugged him before hitting a power jam on the chair. So Dubicator turning heel. But yeah, Carmelo Hayes really put him over. Obviously, we got the bit with him and Braun Breaker at the end, so it seems like that's the direction we're heading in. I thought it'd be 2-1. I thought Carmelo would win, but yeah, 2-0. That's a big statement for him, and a really good match between the two. Commander Aziz, good to see him back now, and going into feud with Apollo Crews, that's going to be good as well. So on the whole, yeah, really good match, as it always was going to be throughout those, and set out different storylines as well heading out of this. So 7 out of 10 from me. The NXT Tag Team titles were on the line as the New Day took on Chase U, Pretty Deadly and Gallus. The Chants were dominating early on and sent Pretty Deadly outside before Woods hit dives on them and took them out. Hudson came in and got some big moves before tagging Chase while Deadly was still being manhandled. Gallus came in and isolated Woods before Deadly came back and continued the offense. Colston came in and cleared the ring before getting the boom drop and the SOS, but the pin was broken up. Deadly hit a double team move on Kingston and got a near fall before Woods was tagged back in. Andre Chase was headed for a dive, but Kit Wilson took him down before taking suplex from the Professor on the top of the rest of the crowd at ringside. Hudson blocked a big suplex at ringside before being sent into the apron. Hudson was about to finish the match, but Gallus took him outside and power domed him through the announce desk. Andre Chase then came in and locked in figure 4 leg, but Gallus broke out. Deadly got spilt milk on Woods at ringside before Gallus came in and hit the double tap on Woods in the ring, picking up the W. And yeah, it gets a 8 out of 10 from me, this one. A really, really good match. Yeah, Gallus coming in and pinning Woods as well. That's a massive rod for them and really shows the direction WWE have in store for them, which is exciting, of course. And yeah, like I say, just a really fun multiple tag team match like we've seen so often. Chaos, but yeah, very good chaos. So it gets an 8 out of 10 from me. And yeah, we're excited to see what Gallus can do with the belts after a massive rub of pinning the New Day. We then saw analysis of footage from Nikki Solan's attack in the parking lot. Many suspects were noted nearby, including Zoe Stark and Tiffany Stratton, but it's unclear who attacked her. And yeah, I guess that'll be a running scene. But it's then time for Roxanne Perez versus Toxic Attraction for the women's title. Perez started strong and took the challengers down before JC came back with some big moves and took her down with a headlock. JC and Dolin got the fight at ringside before Dolin pulled Jane in a way of a baseball slide from the champ. Dolin then dropped Perez on the apron, but Jane broke up the pin. Jane and Dolin got into a fight. Perez took the opportunity to get them in either corner for some splashes. Jane took Roxy down and hit a knee strike before Dolin broke the pin again. Jane tried dodged the pot route before the heels sent Roxy outside to bring a table. Roxanne dodged the table shot before getting a pot rocks on Dolin at ringside. Back in the ring, Perez had Jane on the ropes and kicked Dolin off the apron through the table before getting the top rope pot rocks on JC to pick up the W. And Jake, it's a 6.5 out of 10 from me. It was better than the match that I graded 6 out of 10, but I don't think it was quite as good as the match that I graded 7 out of 10. So yeah, I've gone in the middle for this one. Don't do it very often, but yeah, circumstances. But yeah, I mean, like, this was a really good match. Roxanne Perez kind of did the job. We always knew Toxic Attraction would break down. It's just a question of when. And yeah, Perez, another impressive performance. She gets the job done. I'm really excited by NXT Women's title reign. I think it's going to be great. Still in the early days, but yeah, 6.5 out of 10 for me. This is still enough. It was then main event time. Bron Breakker versus Grayson Waller in a steel cage for the NXT Championship. Breakker was about to enter the change when Waller shoved him outside and the brawl kicked off. Breakker beat Waller down and sent him back into the cage before the door was shut and the bell was rung. Breakker was in control and got some early moves before Waller came back with a DDT and a near fall. Waller got some splashes before Bron caught him and sent him into the cage wall. Bron got a Frankensteiner for a near fall before sending Waller into the cage a few times. Waller got a low blow and a stunner for it. Near fall before trying to escape the ring. Bron then climbed up the cage and hit a suplex before taunting the challenger. Waller tried to shove him away, but Bron hit a spear, picking up the W. And yeah, this gets an 8 out of 10 from me. Yeah, really good match. I thought Bron, he continues to be the man, doesn't he? Waller did his heel stick as well, good. And yeah, set up a really decent match, and that's exactly what it was. And yeah, after the match, we obviously got this tease for Bron v Carmelo, which I guess we're going to get over WrestleMania weekend, which I'm so hyped for. But yeah, this gets an 8 out of 10 for me. Really, really fun match to end the show. And Bron, his reign continues. Overall, Vengeance Day gets an 8 out of 10 from me. This was such a good show. So many great matches throughout it. The first match was brilliant. The main event was really good. Enjoyed the tag team match. And yeah, some of the women's matches were really good as well. So on the whole, just a really fun night of wrestling. And some of those matches definitely had the old takeover vibes. This kind of marked a new era for NXT for me. So yeah, great stuff. But anyway, guys, that's it for the video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, notice what's comments down below. Follow us on the show for daily football news and subscribe to the channel. It would be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace.